Hi class, my name's Emma Teletochi and I choose to do my social autobiography on my grandma. She's currently 89 years old and was born in the year 1926. She's definitely one of my favorite people, and I've always just loved to hear stories about what life was like for her growing up because it was definitely a very different time back then. The social institution I've kind of chosen to discuss that I noticed a big difference in when writing my paper is the economy. My grandma grew up in the Great Depression, so her family had very little when she was growing up. Um, Whereas today, most of us are fairly privileged, maybe not wealthy, but probably considered middle class, including my family as well. Um, Also, her father was a farmer by profession, while her mom was a stay-at-home mom, so they only had one income. Um, so whatever they would make through work on the farm is basically all that they had to spare. Um, Whereas today, my family is a two-income home. Both my parents work full-time. Um, she said that the farm definitely was a huge help back then, even though times were still pretty difficult because they were able to grow a lot of their own food and butcher beef and pork, also as well as able to sell cattle for extra money here and there when they would need it, but still very little to spare. Um, Whereas today, a lot of the times we don't really think about what we spend our money on. We just can kind of spend, and it's not usually that big of a deal to most people. Um, she also was telling me that during high school and like throughout school, she would have to work in the cafeteria and serve the other kids so that she could make money for her own meals. And she remembered a lot of kids would come to class or school um, hungry because they weren't getting enough food at home during this time. And so today, a lot of us don't really have to worry about that kind of thing. We don't really think about like if we're going to be able to have another meal or where that meal might come from or how we're going to pay for it. Um, Also, I consider myself very blessed because my grandma wasn't able to afford to attend college because of financial situations, whereas today, like, um, it's very accessible for me, and I'm very thankful that I have the opportunity to attend. Um, Growing up in the Great Depression definitely gave her a outlook on life to value everything and to be thankful for what little she did have. And I think that's a really good mindset for a lot of us to have even today with being a little more privileged than a lot of people were or some others might be still today. Thank you.